In this problem, we have to find all solutions of the equation in the interval 0 closed, comma 2 pi open, which means you have to find the solutions inside the unit circle of the equation 4 sine square of x equals 5 minus 4 cosine of x. The answer has to be in radians and also in terms of pi. And if there's more than one solution, separate them with commas. So where do we start? We first start by noticing that we have two different functions, sine and cosine. So that means we have to somehow either have sine or have cosine. But since the goal here is to use this very powerful Pythagorean identity, that means you have to put sine square of x in terms of cosine, because you have cosine over here, cosine over there. So what do? We say sine square of x equals 1 minus cosine square of x. And then whenever you see sine square of x, you transform it and put 1 minus cosine square of x. So let's do it. So for sine square of x equals 5 minus cosine of x, this is equal to 4 times sine square of x is 1 minus cosine square of x, which is equal to 5 minus 4 cosine of x. Now here, we can get rid of the parentheses. 4 times 1, 4 minus 4 cosine square of x, and that is equal to 5 minus cosine of x. And then what do? We have to put together on the same side. Since we want the cosine square of x to have a positive sign, what we can do is the following. We can send these two terms to the other side, so that we have on this side 0, and on the other side we have 5 minus cosine of x minus 4 plus 4 cosine square of x. Here I'm going to make it smaller. So 0 is equal to, I'm going to put in order from quadratic 4 cosine square of x, and then the cosine x term minus 4 cosine of x, and then the numbers 5 minus 4, 1 positive. Okay, and that is equal to 0. So we can just say 4 cosine square of x minus 4 cosine of x plus 1, and that should be equal to 0. And then we have a quadratic function in cosine. So we can say that u is equal to cosine of x, which means u squared equals cosine square of x. And then we transform this and we say 4 u squared minus 4 u plus 1 equals 0. So we can solve this quadratic equation using the formula. Now for u, let's solve for u the quadratic formula. U is equal to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2 times a. Now you notice that negative the b is a coefficient of the u, the a is the coefficient of the quadratic term, and the number itself is the letter c. So negative b is, this becomes negative over negative times negative becomes positive 4 plus minus b squared is negative 4 squared 16 minus 4 times ac. A times c, it's 4 times 1, 4. So this is easy because you get, and divided by 2 times 4, 8. So this becomes 4 plus minus square root of 16 minus 16. This is 0. So we have nothing here. And then divide by 8. So we won't have two solutions. We will have only one. And that solution is when u equals 1/2. But remember, u was cosine of x. So we go back to the original variable. So we say cosine of x equals 1/2. Now inside the unit circle, let us check using the unit circle where the cosine of x equals 1/2. Let's check it. So this happens when it's in quadrant 1 at pi over 3, and also when it's in quadrant 4, because here, remember, the cosine has to do with x and it's positive. So it's in quadrant 1, and also in quadrant 4, my bad. So on quadrant 4, the angle is 5 pi over 3. So these are the two solutions, and we can check them if we put them here. So pi over 3, comma, the other one is 5 pi over 3. We can click on check, and it has to be correct as we expected. And we are done.